What's up, people? So I'm out here doing the getting the push rod length dialed in. The head just snugged on, so I put a piece of, I put black marker on here, permanent marker, or dry erase marker. Either one works. Put the push rod in. I had a 6.25 in, and that's the line I got. It's just a little bit on this side of the middle of the valve. So that indicates that the push rod is too short. You want it right in the middle. So because it's on that side of it, that tells me it's too short. So I've got a 6.3 in there now, and I'm going to try that and see what it looks like. And I will show you that in just a minute. Okay, guys, got the spring swapped out, and this is what I do on the head bolts, the ones on the lower row. I use this stuff on them. You can get this at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. It just acts as a lube on the threads, a waterproof, so to seal it up. And then a little black RTV. I normally use gray whenever I'm doing water, and then black on oil. Nice little brain fart today, but that'll work. It'll be fine. And then I'll snug them down with the Ugga Dugga. I think that was about it for this. There's one other thing I'll think of as soon as I turn the camera off. But nothing else, I'll put it in the next one. So once I get this together, put the rocker arms on. Oh yeah, I use this stuff on all the push rods where they go into the lifter, and then on the push rods themselves, this stuff here, any kind of assembly lube, because you got new parts that are going to be getting acquainted, or even sometimes used parts that are going to be mixed with new parts. Like in this instance, the rocker arms for the intake are brand new. These been used, been run before. Push rods have all been run before. Lifter's been run before. I'm going to have one new one. So it's just, I think it helps. I'm going to pre-lube it with oil, but it still, I think, helps having that stuff up there. Help things get acquainted a little better when it starts running. Which, hopefully I can make that happen this month. All right, appreciate y'all. Later on. All right, guys, we're trying this again. We had some issues with the other video, so I had to go and do some looking on the internets to find because I'd been using stud mount rockers for so long, I forgot the right way to do this to make sure I was getting it right. So what I did, I've got two lifters in there that are like I converted to solid, and I have a 6.25 on the intake and a 6.3 on the exhaust, because the exhaust valve is a little shorter. I'm going to try a 6.25 also. So this is mark I got. I did it before with a checking spring on both of them, and then the regular lifters, but I just wanted to try it to compare in the interest of science to see what difference it made. And it's pretty similar. There's a little booger right there, I think, from when I was taking the rockers on and off. And this pattern's a little wide, and it's predominantly on the exhaust over here on this side, so that kind of means it's too long. This is better, it's thinner, except for that little thing right there. Like I said, I think I did that when I took the rocker arms off. But I've got a 6.25 in there now. I'm gonna remark this and then try it again. So hold on, we'll be right back. All right, fellas, we got some thunderstorms in the area. I don't know if you can hear them, but this little girl is scared of loud noises, especially thunder and lightning. So she always comes out here to find me whenever it starts storming. And then this mongrel comes with her. I think she gets a little anxiety too, because she gets so wound up, like she'll jump on the bed in the middle of the night just shivering and panting. If we get a thunderstorm overnight, we're not getting no more sleep. All right, so we had some technical difficulties, but I tried the 6.25 push rod on the exhaust, and whoops, not that one. that's what happens. It's really loose. It doesn't depress on the plunger at all when it's torqued. So that's probably going to be a little noisy. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the 6.3 on the exhaust and just be done with it. I need to wrap this up. I've been taking way too long on it. So I get started on that. Once I get this done, I can get the engine cleaned off and throw some paint on it and then start working on the intake. All right, appreciate y'all. Later on. Okay, fellas, storms went away, but it's still raining. That keeps up. Supposed to be doing this on and off all day, so I probably won't be getting the engine out of the truck today. But in the meantime, I've had so many issues trying to put this video together. One segment I had to completely delete because I had issues with it. So what I learned, because like I said, it's been so long since I used pedestal mount. The objective is when you set it, so you want to set it when the intake is just got past max lift. You set your exhaust, and then when the exhaust just starts to open, you set your intake. And when you set it on a pedestal mount, you want to get the torque of 18 to 25 foot-pounds within a quarter to just under a full turn. And what that's going to do is depress the plunger a little bit. So on these exhausts with a 6.3 push rod, I can just turn the push rod when it's like at rest, you know, when the intake's up or something. The reason being, the hydraulic rollers have a max travel is supposed to be around 120 to 140 thousandths. So if you go a full turn, that's 70 thousandths on a 5/16/18 bolt, and a quarter turn will get you around 26 thousandths. And most of mine are right in that quarter to a third turn range when I torque them down, and that pushes down on the plunger just a little bit. So it's probably right at 20 thousandths or a little better, which should be fine. I ended up going with a 6.3 push rod because on the exhaust, because the 6.25 it tended to wiggle. This I think will be fine. It does push on the plunger just to, like I said, just a skosh, and I can still turn that. So exhaust or the intake's a little bit tighter. I can still turn it on most of them, not all, because the valve seats were ground different. You know, there's little manufacturing tolerances and so on. So that is done finally. I don't know how something so easy got so convoluted, but that's often happens. So that's wrapped up. I sprayed alcohol and wiped everything off, and I'm going to get some coat of paint on this, beautify her up a little bit, and then start working on the intake. So I'll get all this thing strung together tonight, put her up on the internet. Appreciate y'all putting up with this buffoonery on my end. All right, thanks fellas. Later.